Time for a look at the beginning of Simulated Baseball League 3.0. First league, of course, done in April. Check that, make that May through July of 2013. As you've seen some of the recent entries on the blog, the most recent league done between December 15 and February 11 of 2014 with the playoffs that came afterward. And now League 3.0 has started. Friday the 17th of October being the opening day for the first 3 rounds of simulations. And again, this league, different alignment, as we're taking the expansion era versus the original franchises approach. The original 16 are on the National League side, as we're using a 98 to 2012 style alignment. So the National League side, the West, you've got the 5 American League teams. Check that, the 5 National League teams in the NL West who are in their current location where they were back when the whole thing got started way back when, over 115 years ago. And those, of course, would be the Cardinals, the Cubs, the Reds, the Pirates, and the Phillies. Conversely, the Eastern Division of the National League is the 5 American League clubs that have been where they have originally put down roots. The Yankees in 1903 as an expansion team to replace the original failed Orioles, along with the 1901 clubs, the White Sox, Tigers, Indians, and the Red Sox. Central Division of the National League are the 6 original franchises who have relocated since their founding. That would, of course, be the Braves, the Giants, and the Dodgers in the National League, the Athletics, and the modern-day Twins and Orioles of the American League. The AL alignment in this league, the Eastern Division, is home to the 5 1960s era franchises who have not relocated: Mets, Astros, Padres, Angels, Royals. The West is home to the 4 1990s era expansion clubs: the Rockies, Marlins from 93, the Diamondbacks and Rays in 98. And in the Central, we have the 1977 expansion clubs, the Mariners and the Blue Jays, along with the 3 60s expansion era clubs that have moved. The Rangers were originally the 2nd Senators in 61. They moved in 72. The Brewers were the Pilots in 69. They moved in 70. And the Nationals were the Expos in 69. They moved in 2005. That is the alignment. And unlike the first 2 leagues with a balanced scheduled approach, we're using more of a division focus in this league, a la what they did from 2001 to 2012. So that said, let's look at the opening games for Friday morning, October 17. The Dodgers on the road shut out the Tigers 11-0. Fernando Valenzuela from the 81 Dodgers is the winner, and the loss to Denny McLain from the 68 Tigers. Home runs: Kirk Gibson from the 88 Dodgers, Russell Martin from 2007, Adrian Beltre from 2004. I won't mention the year that the players representing every time, just in these initial phases as we're introducing the players to league play for this particular simulator league season. You'll obviously notice the seasons they represent at the end of the year when the statistical overview of everybody is published in terms of their performance, and all of this courtesy of whatifsports.com. The Braves got a 6-4 win over the Giants. Winning pitcher for Atlanta, John Smoltz of the 96 Braves, and Juan Marichal from the 65 Giants took the loss. Craig Kimbrell of 2012 with save number 1 for Atlanta. Home runs: Will Clark of the 1987 Giants, Joe Torre of the 1965 Braves, each with number 1. Athletics beat the Orioles 9-2. That was at Baltimore, in a game that featured no home runs. Vida blew a complete game victory, the 1971 Oakland pitcher, with the victory over Mike Cuellar from the 1969 Orioles. Cuellar, of course, 0-1 now. Reds beat the Twins 6-4 at Cincinnati. They scored 5 in the 8th to do it. Ted Abernathy from the 67 Reds, the win in relief over Jim Cott from the 66 Twins, and Aroldis Chapman of the 2012 Reds with a save. Home runs for Cincinnati: Joey Votto from 2010, Barry Larkin of 1990, and Johnny Bench of 1970. Harmon Killebrew from the 1969 Twins also homered, all with, of course, home run number 1. There are only 2 players on opening day who hit more than 1 home run. The Phillies and the Cardinals, 4-1 Philadelphia. Steve Carlton of 1972 gets the win over Bob Gibson from 1968. Both pitch complete games. Mike Schmidt from 1981, the only home run for Philadelphia. White Sox shut out the Red Sox 3-0 at Boston. Ed Walsh from 1909 over Pedro Martinez of 2000. 1999's Keith Falk the save for Chicago, and they get a pair of home runs. Sherm Lawler was a 58 White Sox catcher, and Bill Melton played third for the Sox in 71, and they each hit their first homer. The Indians and Yankees at New York, and of course the new Yankee Stadium is a home run haven, Coors Field East, and the Indians win 14-9, although New York hit most of the home runs. Louis Tiant from 1968, the win over Ron Guidry from 1978. Lou Boudreau from 1948, Victor Martinez from 2007, home runs for Cleveland. For New York, Babe Ruth of 1927 hit 3. Joe DiMaggio of 1941, Lou Gehrig of 1934, Mickey Mantle of 1961, all going deep for New York. And a 10-inning win for the Cubs at Pittsburgh, 3-2 the final. Mordecai Brown, who pitched for the 1908 Cubs World Series winner and their last World Series winner, goes all the way, 10 innings for the victory. And the Pittsburgh lost to Kent Tekulve, who was on their clubs in the 70s and 80s. In this league, he's representing the 1983 Pirates, who get a home run from Ralph Kiner from 1947. On to the American League, which is the expansion era league. Marlins beat the Rays 9-6. And in this one, Dontrelle Willis of 2005 over James Shields of 2011. Armando Benitez of 2004 with the save. Home runs for Miami for Miguel Cabrera from 2006 and Giancarlo Stanton of 2012 hit a pair. You ask, why wasn't Stanton from 2014? He hit as many home runs in 100 fewer at-bats, almost 200 fewer at-bats. So there's more home runs to at-bats, and thus the choice to go with 2012 Stanton on the Marlins. Tampa home runs, Evan Longoria 2009 and Aubrey Huff from 2003. Mets beat the Padres 5-1 at New York. Tom Seaver from 1971 over Randy Jones from 1975. 3 Met home runs: Darryl Strawberry from 87, John Olerud from 98, and Edgardo Alfonso from 2000. Brewers shut out the Royals 4-0. Teddy Higuera from 1988 over David Cohn from 1994. And Cecil Cooper from the 1980 Brewers hit the game's only homer. Toronto beat Seattle 4-3-12 at Seattle. And in this one, Aaron Sanchez from the 2014 Blue Jays gets the win, 1-0, and the Seattle loss to Kazuhiro Sasaki of the 2001 Mariners. B.J. Ryan of the 06 Blue Jays gets the save, and they get a home run from Carlos Delgado, who was a Blue Jay in 2000. Rangers beat the Nationals 2-1 at Arlington in a game that featured no home runs. Nolan Ryan, who was a Ranger in 1989, the win. Dennis Martinez, who was an Expo in 1992, of course, that qualifies him to be on the Nationals roster since they were once the Montreal Expos. And the save to John Wetland, who was on the Rangers in 98, also a former Expo. Rangers win the game 2-1. The Diamondbacks and the Rockies. Arizona wins it 14-11 at Coors. And in this game, the win to Curt Schilling from the 0-2 D-backs. The loss to Ubaldo Jimenez from the 2010 Rockies. And Daniel Hudson from 2010 gets a save for Arizona. Home runs: Miguel Montero, 2012, A.J. Pollock from 2014, or Pollock, I guess is how you say that. Each with their first home runs. Larry Walker of 97, Todd Hilton from 2000, Andres Galarraga from 1996, all with home runs for Colorado. And the Angels and the Astros. Houston wins 8-5 at Houston. And the Astros had an 8-0 lead after the second inning, with no extra base hits. Larry Dierker of the 69 Astros, the win. Frank Tanana of the 76 Angels, the loss. And the save to Billy Wagner of the 99 Astros. And the Angels got the only home runs in this game. Tim Salmon from 1995 and Doug DeCinces from 1982. So that's the wrap for the first games of the simulated 3.0 league. More later.